I live about 3 miles away from work and I love to walk for two simple reasons. I love the slow intentionality of it without the feeling of rush. It just forces you to slow down, which brings me to the second reason, which it just gives me time to think. And it's this magical time that aligns my priorities every time I walk. I just get so much value from it. With this though, I don't like to carry a lot, and I have had fun figuring out what my essential everyday carry should be. And I simply ask myself, what do I really need versus what I might need? Hi, if you're new here, I am Jill, and this channel is all about trying to do life right with more of a focus on work life. If you like the vibes and you are getting value from the content, why not subscribe and hit that like button? So let's start with something a little bit different. When I want to walk to work and I need to get away a little bit earlier, rather than having that long mindful planning session me time at home, I cut that short, and there are a few things I do on my walk instead. And one of those is Magic Mind. It's a productivity shot and it has time released caffeine, and the caffeine in Magic Mind doesn't release all at once like a regular coffee or energy drink. It has a slow release due to the nano encapsulation technology they use to wrap their ingredients, which allows you to have a steady stream of energy throughout the day. It has become a bit of a ritual. I take it every day. You'll have seen it lingering in the back of my videos for quite some time, but simply because every day I want to be focused and clear-headed, and I just chuck one in my bag. It's tiny, effective, and it just kind of fits with the intentional philosophy behind everything I carry. And I guess in this video, it's not just about convenience, it's about choosing tools that actually support how I want to show up during the day. So Magic Mind isn't just some magic fix. It really does just give me that little mental edge I need on the move, especially on those mornings when I have traded a slow start for an earlier stride, and it just helps me shift gears and get into that productive, focused state before I even reach my desk. And it's because it's so small and simple, it doesn't really add any bulk or complexity to what I carry. Just like everything else in my kit, which we will get to, it has earned its place. And this is what I mean about when I talk about being intentional, not just about carrying less, but carrying better. So if you're interested in Magic Mind, here's the QR code on the screen, and there will be a 50% discount link in the description. Next up is the biggest item I carry, and that's the one that has earned its place 100 times over, and that is my M4 iPad Pro. I use the 11-inch iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard. It has absolutely earned its spot in my everyday carry, and over time it has quietly replaced the need for a laptop. And honestly, I didn't expect that, but the combo is just so light and powerful and perfect for how I like to work. Whether it's note-taking, task management and communication, jumping in and out of meetings, or progressing with some deep work, it just keeps everything fluid and frictionless. But what I love most is that it supports the way I think: flexible, minimal and focused. It has become this portable command center that lets me stay productive without carrying my whole office with me. And for someone who's always refining how I like to do life and work right, it just fits. So between that and Magic Mind, I feel like I've dialed in those tools to help me stay clear-headed and intentional from the moment I step out the door. But while I love my digital tools, I always make space for something a little more analog, and that is my pocket notebook. Tucked into a recent purchase of mine, a beautiful black leather folio from Paper Republic. And there is just something so deeply grounding about putting pen to paper, especially first thing in the morning. This is where I quickly log my plan for the day, just a simple outline to get my head clear and engaged and my priorities straight. No distractions, just me and the page with my calendar and tasks, getting it right from the start. And it's not just about structure, it's about intention, and I jot down what matters, maybe an idea, capture a thought on the way. I don't want to lose anything, and that's what's so powerful. It keeps me just anchored throughout the day. I've often refer back to it whenever I feel myself being pulled in different directions, and it brings me back to what I said I'd focus on right from the start of the day. It just pairs so well with my digital tools because it gives me that moment of slow before the day really speeds up, and it doesn't compete with my iPad or anything else. It complements them, analog and digital side by side, each with a job to do. And then of course there is the one thing that is always with me, and that is my iPhone, which is an iPhone 16, and that's paired with my AirPods Pro 2. While it might seem like the most obvious piece of kit, it's also one of the most powerful when used intentionally, and I rely on it heavily for communication throughout the day, Microsoft Outlook, Teams, quick check-ins, and keeping up with my calendar. But more than that, it's also where I capture thoughts on the go in Apple Notes, or checking off tasks in Apple Reminders, and make sure everything stays aligned with how I plan the day in my notebook that morning. And it's on those walks to work where the day really begins for me. And this is where my AirPods Pro come in whenever at the start of the day. That's when I shift gears kind of mentally. I've just finished listening to Meditation for Mortals by Oliver Burkeman. Great book, so I listened to that on Audible. And lately I have been diving back into the Rule of Life podcast by Practicing the Way, and also listening to the 3 Rules by Matt D'Avella. And it's that perfect blend of learning, reflection and presence that sets the tone before I even sit down at my desk. And then obviously throughout the day I want to block everybody else out. I'll listen to some music. Together, these tools, digital and analog, create a system that's not about productivity for productivity's sake. It's about clarity, flow, and just showing up well for the day ahead. That's it. My essential everyday carry for those days I want to work, and to be honest actually, it's the same setup whenever I'm driving to work. Items all chosen with care, all used often, nothing extra. The goal isn't to be ultra minimal, it's to be deliberate, to carry only what supports the kind of day I want to have, and I find that when I do that, my bag is lighter, but so is my mind. Remember, if you want to check out Magic Mind, here's the QR code again, and the 50% discounted link is in the description. Hope to see you in the next one.